What's up? It's Justine and I am back. I just posted this on Instagram stories and I was like, I know what you're thinking. I never even knew you left. But seriously, I did take a little break from social media and I took a break this week completely from my phone, and that's actually what I want to hop on today and talk about. Because it was really, really rewarding, and this is something I definitely want to do more often. It was my husband and my 1-year anniversary on Monday, and so I'm normally really active on my Instagram stories, especially, and on Instagram I'm on that platform a lot more than Facebook these days. So if you watch my stories, you know I'm there pretty much all day, every day. And I didn't post anything on there completely from Sunday to today. I just hopped back on and I actually shut my phone off. Like I said, it was my husband and my anniversary. So we had a little mini getaway. We just went like an hour away and did a little mini vacation and in Lake Geneva, if you guys are familiar with the area. But it was really, really chill, and I decided to just shut my phone off completely for like over a day and a half. And it's amazing how quickly you kind of sink into the present moment. I know for me, it's even like just the habit of I constantly reach for my phone, and I find myself like opening the Instagram app and opening email apps. And, you know, a couple months ago I shared I actually had to delete my email app, and I've gotten better with that and I've changed the icons, but I have to like trick myself because I'm so programmed to just like sit and plug into my phone and keep like refreshing and open these apps, and like I'm just very, very hooked. You know, it's a habit. It's almost like an addiction. Like I just naturally do that. And it was really cool to see how in just a day and a half of not having my phone on, it was completely off, so totally disconnected, how I instantly had to break that habit. And now I'm a lot more intentional with my phone. You know, even after one full day, you kind of forget about it or forget that habit or whatever. So it was really, really helpful. I'm sure my husband appreciated it too. It was interesting to go through life and go through the day and not document everything. Again, I love sharing on social media, but when you show up every single day long term, I know I've been showing up pretty much every single day since 2011. So 8 years now. And yeah, sometimes you just really need a break. And that's what I wanted to hop on today and share with you guys, that whatever it is, if you feel like you need to take a break from social media, or you feel like you're just constantly like responding on your phone, like do it. I know for me as a business owner, I know a lot of business owners really struggle with this. We feel like we need to show up constantly and show up every single day. And it's like, we really don't. And the world keeps turning and it's just fine. Like take a break, take some time off, come back refreshed and inspired, take as long as you need. Like, I think we all put so much pressure on ourselves to just show up all the time, and it's just not realistic, and it's not really the way that humans are supposed to live. Like all of this technology and being plugged in and connected to each other constantly, connected through the internet, but not really connected. Like we're not really meant to do that. I always tell my clients and I always share, you know, go back to caveman times. Like that's how humans evolved. Like that's the stuff we're supposed to be doing. You know, even down to the idea of we used to wake up when the sun came up and go to bed when the sun went down. And, you know, we were not meant to be constantly responding and plugged in. And there's a lot of tools. There's so many studies they're doing now on, you know, the mental health kind of scary information that's coming out relating to mental health and being constantly wired and constantly on the internet and constantly on social media especially, I think, because I don't know anyone who's not guilty of the comparison game on social media. Like it's almost impossible. And I say it all the time. I'm like, you know, don't compare your behind the scenes to other people's highlight reel. And that's really what social media is. But even though I logically and intellectually know that, it still doesn't stop me sometimes, especially when I'm like in a mood or not having one of my best days or not feeling super confident. It's so easy to go on, like I said, Instagram's my social media drug of choice, but to go on there and just like see all these perfect pictures and all this like fun, magical stuff, and then like take a look at your own life and see all the things that aren't going well, and to start to feel not grateful for everything that is going great. And it's just not realistic. Again, we're comparing to, everyone shares the best of the best. I mean, I'm guilty of that too. It's like I try to be real and do videos and share my struggles and just be really open about my life. But I mean, I'm not taking pictures on my worst days. And so it is what it is. Like, we all do it, but also just being really aware of that and giving yourself a break from that when needed. And like I said, not just social media, but also like constantly feeling like you have to respond. I did a panel discussion last week for Women's Entrepreneurship Week, and I did it with my women's entrepreneur group, Boss Ladies MKE. And Nellie, one of the women on the panel, she was just talking about being a business owner. And she's like, people think, oh, cool, you're your own boss, so you make your own schedule. But it's like, actually, you wind up working 24/7. Because she's like, even if you're not doing something, then you're probably sitting on the couch thinking of all the stuff you should be doing. And I know I totally do that. And I kind of guilt myself when I'm not showing up enough. But again, if I'm forcing myself to do it, then like how good is what I have to share? How good is that going to be? You know what I mean? And I think business owners can definitely relate to that, but I think everyone can. I think, busy moms or just women in general, we put so much on our plate and we expect ourselves to just, achieve and get all these to-dos done. And we always look at what we're doing, what we're not doing enough of, or what we need to do more of, or what's not going well. That's even when I coach clients, we always start with what is going well. And I'm a student of my work too, and I'm constantly being coached. And I know for me, it's like, oh, shoot, let me think about what actually is going well, or what I can celebrate, or what I can acknowledge myself for. It's such a weird concept, sadly, because again, I think women especially, we are so hard on ourselves and we tend to right away go to what we're not doing enough of. Or we might be doing 5 things awesome, but we're focusing on the few things that, maybe aren't so awesome or that we still want to work on. So that's why when I coach clients, like I said, we always open up with that. And it's amazing because, sometimes my clients will be like, I don't really know. I guess this. And then we'll talk a little more. And I'm like, wow, that's a win. That's a win. That's something to be proud of. So yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, all women can relate to this feeling like you constantly need to be performing, responding, getting back to people, showing up, giving so much. And that's amazing, but we can't give from depleted energy. I did another workshop last week all about self-care, and that was, the big thing is like filling up your cup first. And for me, I teach this stuff because I struggle with it all the time. And they say we teach what we need to learn the most. And I definitely struggle to give myself mental breaks. I've been traveling a ton the past couple months, and that's great. And I've learned to physically rest my body, but I still haven't gotten really good at giving myself full permission to just be off and like not be on for anyone or anything. So that's still kind of a work in progress. And I would say this week, really fully shutting my phone off was huge. And I'm definitely going to be doing that more often. Because I think, again, I will show up then better with really full energy. So really, give yourself permission. This is your permission slip from me. If you've been wanting to take a break with anything, whether it's a particular app or across the board, like, do it. The world will keep turning, I promise you. When we were going to Lake Geneva, I said to my husband, I'm like, I'm going to pretend it's like 1991, like before MapQuest, that's dating myself. Before Google Maps, before we had Yelp to tell us what restaurant to go to, before any of this stuff, before we even had answering machines, like you had a landline and if you weren't there, like that wasn't that long ago. Like, the world will keep turning. Everyone will be okay. If you have people that depend on you, let them know that you're going to go off the grid for a bit, but do it. It's so good. And like I said, it made me so much more present because I was able to quickly shift that habit of not constantly grabbing my phone. Like if we're not sitting there on our phones and then we have a little break, then we're forced to just sit there and take in the world and be in the present moment the way we're supposed to. So highly recommend, 10 out of 10, take a break. It's hard at first, maybe, but really, really rewarding. And like I said, I'll definitely be doing it more often. And I'd love to hear if you have some boundaries or some techniques for how you give yourself a break, a real full break. Because like I said, for me, it's still a work in progress. And this was a big week that was kind of a little breakthrough. So that is it for today. I will be on here soon. probably. So hope you guys are having a great day and see you later.